Hello, everyone. I'm Divit Gupta, and welcome to my show, Tech Talk with Divit. Today, we celebrate the Chinese New Year with a very interesting guest. She loves to fly planes, she loves snowboarding, she does scuba diving. Please welcome Oracle's VP, Jenny Tsai-Smith. Hi, Jenny. Welcome to my show, Tech Talk with Divit. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Divit. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Hey, you're welcome. And by the way, Happy New Year. Happy Chinese New Year. This is a Chinese New
You're
Year.
a little early. You're a little early.
Kind of, but yeah.
I mean, the Lunar New Year is coming up. February 1st is New Year's Day, and then New Year's Eve is when we celebrate. So
wow, this is the year of the tiger, right?
It is. It is the year of the tiger.
Right? Check this out.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know that the Chinese also have essentially kind of like the zodiac signs.
Yeah.
12 animals. There is one animal in the 12 that actually is a mythical animal. Can you guess what that is? Can you guess what that animal is?
A dragon?
Yes.
Yeah.
And guess what I am? I'm a dragon. Yeah.
You're a pretty dragon for sure.
So I'm very rare in the sense that I don't actually exist as an animal, but it is one of the 12 signs.
You are rare. And the reason is because you fly planes, you do snowboarding, you play piano. I mean, is there something that you do?
I'm learning guitar.
And you do scuba diving as well. I mean, tell me about this. I mean, this thing fascinates me a lot. Like you fly a plane.
Yeah. So wow. I guess you could call me a sort of somebody who's always seeking a challenge. And for me, challenges come in different forms and ways, right? But the challenge of learning something and then being able to say, I am proficient, it just really excites me, right? And so I started taking flight lessons several years ago when I decided that I need a hobby after I retire. And my husband, he got his pilot's license back when he was a teenager. And so I thought that would be something that we could do together, you know? So I started taking, now the thing is, I'm actually afraid of heights. It's I know, right? So even today, when I take off in the plane and I'm up at 1,000 feet and above, and I look down, I actually start to get a little bit kind of my knees start to kind of shake a little bit. But I've got to fly the plane, so I focus on that. But I find that learning these things and challenging myself in that way actually helps in many other aspects of life too, including my job, where sometimes I'm given something that I'm not quite comfortable with, but I feel that if I can do something like fly an airplane and learn how to do it while being afraid of heights, then I could take on this other challenge and conquer it basically. So anyways, that's why I do it. And scuba diving, the same thing. I'm actually not really fond of water. Especially not in the ocean, right, where it's just like all you see is water and the depths. But I challenge myself to do it because I feel like it helps me overall be more effective.
Isn't this ironical or funny? Like you don't like heights and you fly planes. You do not like water and you do scuba diving. Wow, you're like missing your peers, right?
Yeah.
You've done skydiving as well, I'm guessing.
I have so I did that once. I did a tandem skydiving, and it was fun, but it was just you're up at 13,000 feet and you drop for maybe a minute, and all you feel is just that wind, and then that's it. I felt like it's for the amount of money that you spend up there, I think I'd rather just go fly and do more flying, because at least with flying you get from point A to point B. Like the other day I flew over to Half Moon Bay, bought some crabs, fresh crabs, and then flew back home without having to drive in traffic for an hour and a half, 2 hours So that's nice.
Right. So you've nearly spent 30 years in Oracle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how's it coming along? And tell us a little bit about your role at.
Yeah, so 30 years in one company.
Yeah.
I know, right? I don't even think many people who are watching this show probably weren't even born 30 years ago. So, yes, I'm not as a spring chicken, as you would say. It Oracle is a company that when I joined, we had about 10,000 people, and it was the largest, you know, company or place of work that I'd ever been at. And I didn't think I was going to be here for that long. I was thinking, okay, 2 years, max 3 years, and I would be on to my next adventure. But I stayed because Oracle is very dynamic. Even though it's over 40 years old, it's changing all the time and it's evolving. And it's exciting. There's new things, new products, new people to work with. And so that's part of the reason I'm still here. The other part is that it's really focused on employee development. And for example, this background that I have here is one of the employee resource groups. It's geared towards helping professionals who are Asian Pacific Islanders achieve their career goals. And so that's part of the reason I'm here. Is that it's a very supportive company. The culture is such that it makes me want to stay.
That's great to hear. Hey, tell me a bit about your org and your role at Oracle.
So I lead the database product management group at Oracle, and our biggest product is Oracle Database.
Yes.
It's available on premises and in the cloud. And my job is to make sure that we know what customers want. We also keep an eye out on competition and what they're doing and make sure that we stay ahead of the game. And we are still the world's number one, database in terms of overall market share. And I would say also in terms of capabilities, right? So my job is to make sure we know what customers want, what competitors are doing, and then translate that into actual requirements that are then built into our product. And I work with the development groups, the engineers, to translate, the business requirements into actual features in the product.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Are there any new initiatives your team is taking in this year, 2020?
Yes. So one of the things we're really focused on is how do we reach the next generation of application developers? Because we've been very focused for the bulk of Oracle's existence in working with larger companies, enterprise companies. I would say nearly all of the Fortune 100 companies use Oracle, airlines, financial services, and so forth. And that's all great and stuff. But there are a lot of new developers coming out of school who actually don't know anything about Oracle or Oracle database, or they might have heard something, but they think of Oracle as being, an old company, that has been around for a long time, but really nothing of interest for them. And so our group is really trying to figure out how to reach the next generation with things like the autonomous database, which is a cloud service, that with a single click of a button, in 2 minutes, you get this powerful database that's running on the most optimized database machine, Exadata, on top of Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and running real application clusters, which provides high availability and scalability. But you don't have to do all of the setup. It's all done for you, as a service. But you get the benefits of using that database to create, JSON documents and applications with spatial, and graph analytics, and you could do machine learning in the database. So that's the message I want to get out there. And we're actually working with universities. So for example, we're working with Howard University, or we're helping professors there design a course using autonomous database to teach the computer science students on how to create databases, data models, and then also applications.
Wow, that's that's a great initiative. I mean, helping students, young students actually.
And we have an ulterior motive. We're also trying to recruit the brightest of the bunch that we work with, right? So this is actually a way for us to get new talent into the organization. So.
Bring new talent into the org, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. By the way, I have a surprise for you. So, I have these 3
red envelopes.
Yes. So you have to pick one. Pick your future. Like this.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to go with the one in the middle because it's
this one.
Color. Yes.
Okay. Let's see what you have. Let's see what your future holds, Jenny. Let's see. Hey, it says your wishes will come true. The new year will bring lots of fun and great health to you. Wow.
Thank you.
It'll be a great year for you.
Thank you, Divit. That was really nice. And I much prefer that over the green stuff, right? My kids, though, on the other hand, they expect the green stuff in the envelopes when they get it.
Really? Yeah. Okay. But Jenny, thank you for sharing your insights on this. Your knowledge, your valuable knowledge with our viewers. Can't thank you enough. It has been great having you on this show. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me, Divit. Take care and Happy New Year.
You too. Thank you.